Another shed update, and I had to actually fix the A on the ARC lettering because I had the A on backwards when I put it up. So I fixed that today. So we are good to go on the ARC lettering. One thing I did, I had to come back in here. I had to start doing the nail method. I got to rearrange a little bit, stacking figures. I noticed, I think when I stacked figures, I basically was just throwing them in here before I was trying to get stuff done, because I found some more white metal figures, and of course, you know, this is a mash nurse, which goes right on top. But anyway, I had to put another nail. I got a lot of white metal figures, more than I thought I did, but anyway. The metal figures from Andrea Miniatures, you know, and I just kind of have to basically go and try to space them out. I don't want to hang down too far, but just enough to where you can see some stuff. Because if you start stacking boxes, you forget what you got, and you know, try to Fantasy 54mm Drunken Pirate Ghost, but does have females, so you know, that's what I've done on that. I had to do a little hammer and nailing, but anyway, part 2 of the filling of the shed. This is basically the last of what I bought at the model show and a few things that I acquired a couple weeks ago. From the model show, they had a BHP 35B. This is a reissue of the original monogram kit, and I know I don't have one of these, and I like the old style of cars. I think they're just unique, and they are highly collectible. Does have water stain on it, which is not really of a killer, but just you don't see the Bugatti hardly at all. So like to have the original box one, but anyway, someday I will. NPCs. Now I went ahead and picked these up. I do like 30 style cars, and that's 1932 LeBron Chrysler Imperial from MPC. I want to. These are original, I believe. And I got a 1927 Lincoln Roadster. And I was going to pretty much. I wasn't really going to get them, but he had both of them there. I thought, why not? I mean, it's unique. You know, you just don't see stuff like that often, but anyway, that's pretty darn slick. I think I got some other NPC Roadster cars back there, but I'll have to find out. From the show, I did get a Pyro 1909 Rolls Royce, which I assume is it's in 32nd scale, is what I think. Or it could be 24th, I don't know. I mean, I didn't eyeball it a whole lot, but anyway, it was vintage, it's Pyro, and I really wanted it. Because you just don't see many car kits like that. 32nd scale, that's right. So, that's just, let's see what, made in the USA and printed in Canada. Of course, you know, a little water stain, but you know, it's not a killer. But just some of this, some vintage kits you just can't get, and maybe someday I'll get one that's a better box, or I'll get a different kit. You know, and we can do whatever. I know I got like I got some Pyro ones back there that the box is just basically shot, but you know, just you don't see stuff like that. So. And I like the 32nd scale stuff because basically majority of what I own is 35th, and 32nd is pretty much you know, close enough. There's some things that you can't use. I did buy a bunch of car kits at the model show, but most of them are to sell. But I did keep some for my own personal, for the ARC itself. This one here is AMT's Laurel and Hardy, and most importantly, why I bought this, because figures included, and they are in there. I'll try to open this with one hand if I can. The box is kind of crushed. No, ain't gonna happen. Anyway, you do get Laurel and Hardy in there, and that is a you know, great thing when you they give you figures for the kits. And a lot of my car kits, now I do have certain ones Like, I do have race car kits. I do have, standard vans, Indy cars, customs. But what I try to buy is, I like to buy all the movie cars, TV show cars. For example, you see Knight Rider back there. That's mostly a lot of the cars that I get, except for like tractor trailers and some oddities. But I'm glad that I don't own Laurel and Hardy, so that was a find of itself right there. So that was can't wait to go add that to the pile. One thing I did find is I bought a vintage monogram 1930 Model A Ford, and I guess you can build it 6 different ways, but box is in pretty decent shape too. A little bit there, but not to worry. But it is all original. And I think this came out in 1962. And this ain't a reissue at all. That's all original. Decals are shot, but no big deal. That's why they make aftermarkets if you need to. It's just vintage. Anyway, that was a find, I thought. So I can't wait to. I need to redo the cars. I need to actually add I got reissues and originals. I tried to separate a little bit, try to have more originals on one spot, but I may have to redo that and just redo a section where I have totally vintage, because I don't have a whole lot of original like monogram or pyro car kits and stuff like that are authentic original. That's pretty much what I bought of all the show. A lot of car kits, which were a lot of reissues, and those are in the for sale pile with the a lot of the airplanes. But that's what I bought basically to keep for myself and to add to the art. What I bought now is stuff I bought throughout the couple weeks ago. Just stuff that I just happened to find on the internet that price was right and everything else. This is an 8R General Aldo, and it's original and steel sealed. And the price was just it was like $20, and I was like, I have to have it. And because I am on my 8R kick here, I got Dr. Zayas. I got General Aldo, which I love this kit anyway, and I have never seen one personally. Of course, at the time I probably wasn't even looking at it. I just happened to not even look for it. But I like this kit because to me this ape here is a standard soldier ape, and if this came out earlier, if I would have really I love Planet of the Apes, but if the kit came out like now, I would have bought a bunch of them just to get the soldiers part of it. But anyway, I'm ecstatic on that. That's just something you don't see, and it's still sealed. I do got Dr. Zira. I got her coming from Adair, but it has a different instruction sheet. But the box is there, and she's all there, so that's all that really matters. But anyway, we'll probably do a video on her and probably what else. But anyway, that was an excellent find. And in really good shape, so looking forward to that. I don't know where to stick. These were I'm weak when it comes to starships. These are the Space Cruiser Yamatos, and I got a bunch of those. Anyway, these were really cheap. Shipping on them was almost nothing, and that's all they had was 2 of them. And I was like, all right, I'll buy those. So, and I do love spaceships, and you can paint them any way, however you desire, but can never have enough, and have no idea what they are. I know they're from Star Blazers, but I'm can never have enough starships to add to the pile. One thing that I did get is this is a Revell's G.I. Joe battle tank, which is the Mobat, and this is based off in real life and excuse me if I get it wrong, it's I want to say the XM70. It's the tank before you get to the Abrams. That's what it's based off of. And somewhere up here in the G.I. Joe section, which is on that side of the Ark there, there's a sealed one of these in a tote that I bought at a toy show a long time ago. But anyway, this was on, I don't really look on eBay hardly anymore, and I just happened to run across it, and I was like, man, it's cheap, but it's because it's missing the front barrel, which is fine. I got a broken toy version of this, and I'll just rob the barrel off. The same thing. But anyway, it's in good shape, except for missing the barrel and the decals. But that's no big deal. No one really cared for this. You get vinyl track. No one really cared for the kit. It's actually basically the same molds as the toy. So if you've seen the toy of the Mobat, you basically are looking at the model. And they only did 3 kits. They did. I don't know if I have the instructions to say it, or it might. Yep. They did 3 kits. They did the Mobat, they did the Vamp, and they did the motorcycle. And if I'm not mistaken, there was a set where I think you got all 3 or these 2. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's one of those in the 80s. You know, really didn't want it. Why, you know? It was all right. Rather have the toy than the actual kit, and I really wasn't, you know, really collecting. We were kind of, you know, buying the build and not really, you know, collecting kits and all that good stuff. But anyway, I wanted it, and a lot of people don't like it. I do. I think it's a kit that should be with all the models and a good lineage to add to the tank pile, because this is also, I think, a predecessor to what we currently have in our military. With the Abrams, you have the XB70 to the Mobat to the Abrams. That's the way I look at it. But anyway, that's a unique kit. I'm glad to add another Joe kit to the pile, and hopefully I can get the other the Jeep and the motorcycle to go with it. But anyway, that's what I got so far today. I wanted to show basically part 2 of the filling of the Ark. So adding more Star Blazers, we're adding some vintage cars, Laurel and Hardy, and we are adding the G.I. Joe Mobat to the armor section of the Ark. And I fixed the A on the Ark, so stay tuned for the next exciting episode.